It is Tuesday night. Uncensored Boogie with the Bull on the Dave Glovin profile here on Facebook, over on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. So if anybody is watching, to make sure we did in fact get on Microsoft, I don't know what's going on. There is a big update that they're trying to get out to correct a big update that had problems, and we haven't been able to get the big update, but I guess we got a bunch of small updates, and that'll at least get us on tonight. So we're here, and I am happy for anybody who comes and watches. I see William Grant is watching, Robin Brunson is watching, and Chuck is watching. I'm sure I'm watching, and hopefully maybe Jen Woodruff might come by if she sees the link. I'm sure Jerry Michaels might if he sees the link, and if he doesn't, then Nikki and anybody else, if they don't, it's okay, because I wasn't sure whether or not we would get in or not. I saw something from Robin Brunson. My wife is fine. She's getting better every day. Thank you for asking if that's what it was. Something scrolled by, but that's what it looked like it was. My wife is doing as well as can be expected, and the updates are coming in as she's seeing the doctors while she's there. I saw her yesterday, and I believe I will see her tonight. Excuse me, I will see her tomorrow night. So I probably won't be on the American Rebellion tomorrow night because I will be with my wife. And I don't think I will get home in time. But if I do, I will. Anyway, anything new and exciting to talk about, Chuck? Are you at home, or are you still in a hotel?
Oh, I'm out here in Iowa at the
You're in
you know where I'm at.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You're at your second home.
My second home. There you go.
Chainsaw Chucky's brick and mortar location.
Hang on here. I've got Nikki's out there somewhere, it looks like.
Yep. I see Nikki's there.
And, I've got a couple things I need to do here real quick.
Okay, let me get down here to see if I might have forgot to send Nikki. I was so racing around to get us on that let me get into here, and I will type.
Michael Anthony says he's here too, somewhere.
Okay, cool. All right, there's a link for Nikki Young. It will take me a second to get to Michael Anthony.
Okay.
And then now that's the problem. I don't know which one. He's changing his profile picture so often, I don't know which one is his.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of text with a picture on the right-hand side of it, on Messenger anyways.
Let me see. Look at this for a minute. It's this one.
You want me to try to send it?
No, I think I got it. All right, I sent it to Michael and I sent it to Nikki, so you guys are both welcome to join us.
Nikki says he's on.
I didn't recognize Michael's profile picture. They seem to be changing a lot lately, but anybody is welcome to come and join us, and we'll be on till about 8:30 tonight, maybe 9 o'clock. I'm going to be off so everybody in the house can sleep tonight. I guess around 10 o'clock last night, people thought I was screaming, but I don't think I was screaming. I remember laughing really hard around 10 o'clock, and that might have been pretty loud, and that might have woke everybody up. So we're going to be
Nikki says he's backstage, Dave.
Nikki says he's backstage. Yes, they both are backstage. Oh, there's Michael Anthony is backstage. Whoops, wait a minute. Michael is in, and Nikki is in. And I'm going to take this one and go down there and swap that. Good evening, Michael. Good evening, Nikki.
Hello, everybody.
And I have to honestly ask you both what is new and exciting and knowledge that you guys have, because honestly, tonight I didn't do any sharing. I was surprised that I finally got an update that at least got the thing working as well as it appears to be working. And let me just get back in here and do that one. And Jerry Michaels joins us. So
part of the Boogie with the bowl broadcast there, Dave.
The Boogie, yeah. The Boogie.
Boogie.
is that what it says?
It says the Boogie, yeah. It's okay. I've done things like that. I never change them.
Well, yeah, I had the wrong date
yeah.
and the day on, so don't feel too bad.
You had it last night, and you had Friday last night, and I was going to say something, but you know me, if I don't say something right away, I will forget.
Well, I already knew the minute I knew literally about 10 seconds after I started the show. Oh, and by the way, Chuck, I put a post up. I'm lucky to get 10 people to look at it. I put up a fat guy with a dead fish, and
No, he was alive.
That's probably why I got 40, 50 votes. Yeah. Well, I'm going to just sit quietly and cry.
So how many people did you get to look at it?
Oh, there's about 40 or 50.
Damn, that's more than I get.
Well, that's because I'm better looking.
Yeah.
It's more than I get.
Yeah, you're better. Yeah, it's more.
Many times, honestly, that's true. I'm not joking with you. I think people have a hard time tolerating too much information, and then people just kind of like, oh, I got to block this guy, or censor him a little bit because he just has too strong of an opinionated mindset and voice. It does happen like that, I mean, I'm not the guy that does throwbacks. Say, Jer, why don't you and I throw back pictures tonight? We'll put up when we're 18. And then, again, I guess maybe we'll get into other people's mindsets. I don't know how to do that. Take me for what I am, take you for who you are, and we are what we are. But anyway, hey, Dave, there was a question up there. I just want to answer this. Dave, can Michael see comments on your show? I can actually see them tonight.
Good.
For whatever reason they wanted to know. 10-4. Yes, good buddy.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that people asked that. Okay, there is a fifth person. Who's the fifth person? We must have lost Nikki. No, Nikki.
Yeah, I got
headphones weren't working, and now apparently they are.
Oh, okay.
Because there he is.
Okay.
I'm like a day late and $1 short here. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just glad that we were able to get here tonight. So it's whatever comes out of our mouths, whatever comes out of the live chat. I don't really want to bitch about Microsoft because I was about ready to pick the thing up and throw it across the room. And I opted not to do that. And I have to stop clicking on links on Facebook because there's probably so much garbage, bad stuff in there that everything in Windows that is supposed to catch all of that stuff can't catch any of it anyway.
Dave, listen to me. You're on now. It all worked out. Everything is fine. Just relax. All will be well with the world. You're fine, Dave. You're doing good. You're doing good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. I am. And I'm even not talking in a loud voice today. Dave, Michael, do you know Elizabeth Moorhead, the actress? And she was in Terminator 3.
Wow, it's funny that in the know comes about today because I had the weirdest knock at the door yesterday. I joke not, and it's somebody from Paramount Pictures that wanted to talk to me. I joke not about this, and then you start getting messages like this. It's like taboo. I mean, but anyway, all right. I know exactly who you're referring to. But never knew them on any intellectual level, never had a direct friendship in any way, just observed their work and sometimes caught the movies they were in. That was it. That's all I can say.
Whoa.
Okay. Well,
Chuck, are you in an ocean liner?
No, I'm on a hardwood floor here in the hotel, and that damn thing goes scooting across the room. It's like, whoa, shit.
Yeah, those chairs will move.
They figured that out in the caveman days there.
Oh, he's got heat.
Yeah.
He's got heat.
He's got
heat.
Chuck, is that a no smoking room?
Yeah, the whole hotel here is
Unless you're an
no-
illegal.
But yeah, that's true.
They,
I was
they get a free
basically
pass
looking
and everything.
looking for my sinus stuff here, man. I'll tell
Oh,
you
I
what.
thought they were Viagra. Okay.
At least they weren't blue.
Put you in here.
Tell us about the
Oh, you got
white
some
road
Viagra
barrel.
we get too. Sildenafil. Do you know Viagra is $40 a pill? But if you go to your doctor and you know this little trick, they're called Sildenafil. They're $1.25 each. They're exactly the same thing.
And how do you know this?
Because my doctor gave them to me and told me what they were for, and I'm not going to lie about it. Hey, dude, hey, look, it's like this. How do you create a super soldier? Give them amphetamines. Give them speed. I'm not joking with you. Black beauties, Christmas trees, all that kind of stuff. That's the DMT super soldier program. Part of how they got into that was indoctrinating people and getting them used to amphetamines because it heightens abilities, sensibilities, productivities. Oh man, Jerry, you and I could talk a lot on that. You look like you just woke up, young man.
No, I'm tired. But
you're tired. Okay.
Chinese did that. Korea, they were on freaking high. They'd come in hordes and screaming and overrun shit, and then I don't know, went to sleep or something because they were crashing. But they took a lot of speed and whatever they needed.
Yeah, a lot of people just aren't aware of when a term comes up. What the true reference and how the beginning of it all came about, and so forth. Sorry for that, but I just came in my head. I thought I'd share it.
That's all right. A psychiatrist once in Connecticut who said, I'll prescribe them, had an insurance company in Connecticut who said, no, you won't.
So you just buy them off the internet. Dude.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Oh yeah, that's probably a great. Yeah, listen to that.
Yeah.
Do that, Dave. Check it out for us, will you please?
Yeah.
I have a wife. So
Sildenafil with fentanyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that you brought that up, I mean, have you seen one of the latest? I knew the product was going to eventually come out, but now they're finding fentanyl in vapes. Near a body mainly. So now they're walking around the streets just vaping it as if, well, everything's fine and dandy until that next hit, and you never know the next hit what will bring. But so anyway, a message to people out there that may have children or something: check what they have. Is all I'm saying. Keep yourself safe. Keep them safe. Let's keep everybody safe. It's now in the vapes.
No Chinese vapes.
Yeah. I heard that story, saw that story, and that's scary. They're injecting that shit into everything in our lives. And look at all of the recalls they're doing these days on food and everything you can imagine. It's nonstop recalls on, food products, snacks, whatever it happens, candy, whatever it happens to be, because it's all got something in it, wood chips, plastic pieces, you name it, and God knows what else, or it's what they call that shit that chickens get that
excuse me.
Yeah, what's that disease or that? Yeah, it's a disease, I guess. That chickens will get, or any kind of meat can get.
Salmonella.
Salmonella. That's being found, and they're calling 500,000 pounds of ground beef or whatever because of salmonella or what.
Listeria.
Listeria. Yeah, that's another one, Michael.
I thought that was just Listerine.
Almost sounds like an old rock band.
Yeah,
Buck
Listeria.
80 is a hairband.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's
I never had the.
nonstop. It's nonstop. Every day they're recalling something. Some food product because of
Do we
contamination.
ever? Do we ever come? Do we ever come to a day where nobody is charging someone 250% tariffs on something, and everything coming into the country from other countries, if we have to get it from another country, isn't coming in here to kill us? And
That's never going to happen, Dave. As long as China, we keep doing trade with places like China and countries that don't really like us, because if he changes all this stuff, all this is going to do, look what it's done for Canada. Canada has been pissed off because they have to now not make the money they were making. And then we're going to do it again to China. You can bet on that. I think he's actually already done
Oh,
something.
he's doing it on pharmaceuticals now because
Oh,
China makes most of the pharmaceuticals.
yes, they do.
Even your Tylenol
Yeah.
China,
that comes from
China and India.
Yeah, and why? Are you seriously telling me that 90% of the stuff we can't make here, including chips, like
We
for
can
computer shit and all that?
we can make the chips. It's just the medications that we don't have the plants and everything that the medication is made out of that
Yeah, but
grows over there.
here's the thing: we could grow them here.
If they would plant it,
Greenhouses. If this isn't like a climate for it or something, greenhouses. That kind of bullshit. There's no reason we can't do that, but we don't.
yeah. Stop wiping out farmland to put windmills on it and shit.
Yeah. Oh shit.
That would be cool.
And
Or
plant
selling it to China.
plant poppies or something. I don't know what the do
Oh yeah, let's
something.
do that. The whole
Yeah,
country can just be high, and we'll forget about all
yeah.
that shit.
Fill mushrooms and stuff or something. Something that helps people. Apparently, I don't know.
Well, there's so many plants out there that, as he said, that you could make decent shit from. Cures, painkillers, whatever. Okay, and for whatever reason, if you want to do that, you have to do it yourself. Or if they do it in the United States, it's going to cost so goddamn much money. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Because China, for some reason, only pays their people 3 cents a year and puts nets outside the window to make sure they don't kill themselves, locks them in a room and tells them this is what you're going to do, and here we go. And then they send it over here for 99 cents and free shipping. Uh, that's how I figured out China owns us on eBay. I'll be truthful.
Pretty much.
Figure out why I'm spending $3-4 at the time. It was like $3-4 to send something in
Someone was
Florida.
detected at your front door.
Oh, shit! I gotta go. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, imposter!
Uh-oh.
Pull the gun.
Uh-oh. Someone got to the front door. That's pretty scary. I read that Neil Gorsuch's law clerk evidently wrote a piece that Judge Bohr, whatever his name is totally wrong. Doesn't have the authority to do anything, any of those injunctions.
Not Bork, but it's something close to that. Yeah, everything he did is.
He's becoming a bore. He's becoming a bore.
Everything he did was unconstitutional. He's a district judge, not a United States judge like the Supreme Court.
He's not a federal judge. He's
federal in his own district, but you can't rule from one district and make it all around the United States. You're ruling.
Yeah.
So it's total. Everything he's doing is totally unconstitutional.
So you watch everybody in every sanctuary city that doesn't want them anymore, you watch them all move to his district because he's not going to issue orders for deportation.
I'll be on mute for a little bit. I got a phone call coming in.
Okay.
So you're referencing to like these blue cities and rogue judges and the jurisdiction that they have. Well,
yeah, I'm just done with the judge shopping.
But it still comes down to the deep cell implants. The selected elected. That's what we're looking at here. The new attack of where we're at in 2024. 2025, because we got a president that cares, who wants to take America forward in a different way from their views, and these judges are all just part of that curriculum that is still existing. They're not just going to go away. I mean, but there is like Article 3, Section 1 of the Constitution that says that judges have their offices during good behavior only. And it specifically says that abusing judicial authorities and political gain, if I'm thinking correctly, is gross misconduct. Again, does it mean anything just because I said the fact of the truth of the words? Maybe not, because apparently it's something we're going to have to undertake. Sit back, wait, watch, try to keep fighting. This is only one narration of the problems. There's many of them that are going to hit, and unlawfully they'll get to use taxpayer money to continue what they're doing, to endeavor any way they can to disrupt our means of MAGA, making America great again, because they disprove. They don't believe in the same factors that we do. They don't have the same intellect that we do. And I'm not saying that they're better or worse, or we're better or worse, because you always have two sides of strength. The recreation of strength, what we're seeing now, and then you have the old. The old is trying desperately not to sink in the swamp to the bottom and drown themselves, even though how I look at it, that's exactly what they're doing. But again, remember, no matter how this all works out in time as it does, there's going to be a different product of money, people. I mean, look, the gold card has now 1,010 people that paid $5 million to come to America to make America great again with us, not to pay tariffs, but to strengthen their own pockets for their own people, as well as to help ours. So, for never before in history has anything like this been done. And I expect a few more other aces to come out of the deck that Trump's going to do just like that with this. But while we're getting better in some places, they're going to pull us down in others. I was jokingly put up the other day, what we were seeing this new flash mob media coming out now, showing all these voices of strength for AOC and the other idiot. And what is it? Is this the example of what's to come in 2028? Will we see part of a party being reestablished? Who knows? Who cares? Because they need to do something, as we all talked about. You guys have talked about it. I have on my show. That without anything, you have nothing. So they need any productivity they can get. Look, they even want Fetterman to walk out now, resign out of his own office and from their own party, because he's even questioning how far do you want to sink in the swamp, before you come up for air to see the light. So these things are just going to be there, David.
But I ask about Fetterman all the time, that if Fetterman got an audience with the president, either at the White House or at Mar-a-Lago, I don't know if he's been there before, if he said, President, I really want to change parties. I really want to become a Republican. I don't know what these people are doing is wrong. Whether or not they got me elected doesn't really matter. What they're doing is wrong. And I don't know what's going on in Pennsylvania, but they're going after everybody.
Yeah.
So, would you think we would welcome him in?
I guess it all depends upon what their outlooks are, and who are we to welcome anybody in? Anybody has the right to choose. They can do it on their own without us
Yeah.
or without our approval. The president doesn't have to sign off on Fetterman becoming a Republican. It just doesn't exist that way.
No,
He could be a liberal. He could be in the middle. It doesn't matter. You know, I mean, as long as he's voting for what he believes, to me, that makes a true human being. You know, he understands and accepts and, you know, digests the information, and then he puts a stand behind himself. So when they call these people rogue, you know, not always is that the question of the identity, is all I'm saying. If you get where I'm coming from, some of these people take on a party's title because it gives them a precedence, a power over many others in many ways. And they usually choose the strongest parties first. The secondaries will always come up last. But at the same token, you know, I mean, if I wanted to be in the middle, just the same as any of you do, that gives you the right to look at both sides and vote upon what you want to vote upon. But again, it also comes back to the place that we call these people, you know, deep implants and rogue. Are they truly? You know, look, they have been indoctrinated, conditioned, promised, and accepted money and from pharmaceutical companies and everything else. They're going to go in the path that they want. And right now, I think what we're still seeing is just as everybody suspected what we would see. You know, where's the money go? Where'd the money come from? You know, how did they get so rich? These things like that. But I would have more respect for them if they played the middle line. But remember, when you're in Congress or Senate, you're either one or the other. How many implants of a center line do we see? Even though it's allowable and permissible, you never see it. Not one. Choose a party, left or right. That's it. There's no down the center aisle. You know, I would be one down the center aisle just so I could torment them all. You know, I mean, truthfully, because I believe in what I believe in. And I want to correct the system. Right. But people wouldn't look at that as being proper. They would say, that doesn't fit the narrative. I am the narrative. I'm the difference. I speak from where it comes from, in my heart and in my mind.
I mean, I think Schumer is just, I don't know if he's having Biden missing dementia because he's missing Joe Biden too much. It just seems that the everyday play of the video, you know, we're going to knock on Republican doors and we're going to go into Republican neighborhoods and we're going to tell them that if you don't change your vote to Democrat and vote Democrat, that we're going to punish you. And I'm like thinking, only in America, you're not going to do that.
No, that won't be a good move, Dave, for them.
No, it won't.
Yeah,
it won't.
Yeah, you know. No. Schumer's on his last leg. McConnell's on his last leg.
Yeah. Well, McConnell's already said he's out. But what he's going to, you know, how much money he's going to be able to take with him, where he has it hidden, you know, I don't know if that's ever going to.
If he even remembers where he's had it hidden.
Well, no, I'm sure people know where it is and it's hidden. But the question is the Republican Party going to just let him step down and go away? And leave him alone, not worry about what he has and what he may have gotten illegally, as opposed to if you're Nancy Pelosi, you could say you're going to step down, but they're going to make sure you're broke. And your own party's probably going to make sure you're broke.
Right. Yeah, they need to investigate all of these old timers in there. Every one of them. I don't give a shit what party it is. Investigate them all. Find out how they became multi-millionaires.
Yeah. And AOC still has that question. She hasn't been in long enough to be worth like $30 million.
No.
You know?
No, unless she's serving drinks on the sly and getting a shitload of tips.
Serving something on the side. Serving something on the sly.
Yeah, that crazy ass. I mean, that's dumb as a box of rocks. And her and Bernie Sanders, you know, in cahoots now.
Yeah, his time is.
Yeah, that's a great combination right there. You know, two Marxist communists. Yeah. And that whole crowd that Michael was talking about, they were all paid for. Just letting you know.
And every other day, it seems like the FBI or the Justice Department, somebody in there is saying, you know, they're gonna finally go after Hillary Clinton. And I look at these reports and I go, yeah, But when she sits down in front of the camera, is she going to have Joe Biden disease and not remember anything and then get sent home because she's just a nice old lady who's batshit crazy?
Yeah, well, I saw Trump today signed an executive order to declassify all of the documents from the crossfire hurricane
Oh,
thing where they
yeah.
that Russia collusion bullshit. So we're gonna
Yep.
see where that goes.
I hope Adam Schiff goes
Oh,
down
what?
with it.
Yeah, because that son of a bitch.
He won't.
Yeah.
He won't.
No, none of them will.
Right
No.
at the moment, he's very protected. That's Nancy's boy. See, the problem is they all fucking lie. I get a kick out of this "you say" thing, where the Republicans are all suddenly this, all indignant and shit, and talking about how the Democrats are using it for their cabal and all this other bullshit, like they weren't doing the same thing.
Right.
And they were.
Yeah.
You can count on the fact that they were. They're all corrupt.
I agree.
Right now, they're lucky because
I mean-
Trump needs them a certain amount. But why hasn't all this crap been? Every executive order he has signed, they could have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have. Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy Collins is here, and he says, Jerry, thanks for the invite. Oh, he actually says it right here. There.
I'm talking and my mic is off. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
No, you were on. I heard you.
Yeah. Well, okay. Anyway, I lost my train of thought, so lucky you. All right, move on.
Okay. And I wasn't even interrupting you. Heads, tails, who look like you got something to say?
Oh no, not really. I was on the phone there earlier, and and I came back in, and I've figured out this chair to where I think I can safely navigate the room without bumping into whatever.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the call girl out of the hotel book.
No, I don't have. No, I don't have anybody here with me. No, say it's just me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck, they kind of figured out the wheel a long time ago. Why are you taking so long? And I understand now.
Yeah,
fine.
Shut up, Jerry.
They have they have this kid song that's very aggravating. The wheels on the bus go around and round.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Well, the wheels on the chair go round and round as well.
Right? Yeah. They do. Definitely do.
And especially on a wooden floor. And they slide
Yep.
and glide. And
this chair's really nice. I wonder if I get in trouble if I stole it.
Well, they'll charge you to your credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't get in trouble. They'll just charge. They'll just charge you.
Feeling from the hotels anymore, Chuck. They got your ass. It's And they do an inventory after. I think they count the towels too. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah. Don't you could take the soap and the lotion and all that stuff.
All the little shit. Yeah.
The little shit, because they replaced that anyway. Yeah. But yeah, don't take the TV or the chair or the mattress or the towels or anything.
Common sense, yes.
Yeah. Even the hair dryer. Don't take the hair dryer out of that room.
If you walk out with a lamp that isn't nailed down, because last hotel room I was in, that was actually like somehow attached to the. I don't know. I think dressing.
They screw them down. Yeah. Because people will steal anything. I mean, believe me, I know. Working for a casino that had 3 hotels. They steal everything.
Oh God, no, we don't want to hear the Barney song, Robin. That's not a
we're not
good
going to
idea.
hear the. We're not going to hear the Barney song because I think all of us would turn our cameras
I
off.
might have that on my
No,
on the music list.
No, thank you.
No,
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I'm not a singer, Robin.
matter of
No,
fact,
you know,
if you
I
have
can't.
the Barney song on your computer, you're fired.
That was for
Yeah,
the grandkids when they were just little.
Yeah,
young
sure.
kids.
That's what I would go with.
Yeah.
Also, we
Yeah.
don't.
it's like that.
No.
Baby shark, shark, shark. That.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh God, no! Don't even do that one either.
oh
Whatever
my
God.
that
God,
videos, that
Oh
was a
God.
thing, right?
that
It
was
was-
aggravating.
Yeah, that was a big thing, and it went on in the preschools where Donna taught.
part is I'm
Yeah.
60 or whatever that was, however old I was, and that shit gets in your head and you can't get it out.
No, it can't.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. You get a song in your head, and you know it's one of those brain worms that just sticks there. You know, it's like
But
Yolanda's not here right now, but she's away. But she said, I don't know why this song just popped into my head, and I don't remember exactly what it was. But and it was Temple of the Dog.
Nazareth.
No, no,
Nazareth. Temple of the Dog. Nazareth.
Nazareth. Michael Anthony says Nazareth for
No.
$20.
The name of the band was Temple of the Dog.
Nazareth.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You remember
And,
that
and
song?
All right.
I don't remember the name of the song because I don't want to get it back in my head again. But I always liked the song.
Well, please don't get it in my.
But I never knew that band sang that song.
You remember that one with the puppets? Ba da 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 ba 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 ba.
Oh yeah.
Ba-da-ba-da.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jerry.
yeah. I'm sorry.
now I've got it stuck in my head. Damn it, Jerry.
But you know the Democrats could blow our minds because if they took the Barney song and just changed the words to it and then just played it all day long, us Republicans would blow our brain cells out because all we be
No,
you just couldn't handle hearing it. But when
I'm so sick of Democrats and
Okay.
Republicans. I really am. We don't. We have to stop thinking in them terms. We really do. We need to go move outside the box and think about good and evil. Period. End of discussion. 'Cause I am so over hearing about how the Democrats are bad and the Republicans are good. They're not good. None of
They're
them
all
are good.
bad.
they're not, no, the Democrats are bad, the Republicans are just as bad.
Right.
Well,
And
I
you,
guess
very slightly less bad, but then how bad do you have to be to still be bad?
yeah.
For everybody? It's
Not
Ask
very-
Michael
not
Jackson.
much at all.
okay.
Yeah.
He's dead.
I'm bad. I'm bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Oh,
guarantee
it was bad, all right.
Just like if old guy Cool does a cover of the Barney song, I'm not getting a Facebook copyright
If I
violation.
do that,
for
you'll
playing it.
notice a knife in my eye, Dave. That it was placed there by me. That's what'll happen.
Hey, we were talking about Dark Shadows last night, and I found Quentin's theme on my music collection. If you've ever heard it before, but yeah.
I never watched
My
that
sister
show.
was.
I couldn't tell you what the theme was. I know what it's about a vampire, right?
Yeah,
Barnabas
Collins.
Yeah. Never watched.
My sister. I can't even remember the actor who played him, but now I'm going to see his face all night long, which is okay because it's not as bad.
Yeah,
as
I don't
hearing the
remember.
Barney
I don't
songs.
remember his name either. But I never watched
But,
the show. Wasn't that on into like the '60s, and then they brought it back in like the '80s or something? I don't know, '70s maybe. I don't know.
70s, I think, because that's when my sister
Yeah,
was watching it.
never saw it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to blow up the whole goddamn thing at once and start over again. Because I don't know if that would be reasonable or not, because it doesn't sound like. But
Well, ask Madonna. She said she's thought whole lot about blowing up the White House.
Speaking of Madonna, have you seen her? I don't even
No,
recognize her.
no.
Clean
No.
Foster. I believe that a lot of Dems and
Yeah.
Republicans have been planning together information or playing a part. I don't. I think that they've been playing a part, and I think they've been robbing us blind and screwing us and not listening to the Constitution and or reading it, and I don't know, and maybe taking a glance at it or something. And I believe that I hope it comes to an end. I really do, but I got to tell you, Trump better watch his ass because they ain't going down without a massive fight.
Well,
Yeah, they never had any intentions, Jer. You're absolutely right to just give up, put out their hands, say, arrest me, you got me. I
Yeah,
told people this for years going into this, and I'm not saying I was a know it all, but common sense leads you in that path to say these people aren't going to give up. They're going to defend themselves somehow, And again, information, time, courts, decisions may take us to that place. But again, if you want to know who truly the bad are, look what they vote for. Look at the ones vote for because their votes do get posted. And there was 26, even the Republican Party, that I see no sense in why they voted and opposed, against something that we brought forth on the right, but yet they did. So, again, they're going to defend themselves because they know they're just as involved with the money laundering and build a bigger bank account system that they do have. And so there's guilt. There is guilt there, as
oh
we
yeah,
all know what they make and what they're worth. I mean, common sense tells you that there is a problem, Houston. There is a major problem. It's a ground
But,
zero event in the party, in Washington, in this beautiful capital that we own.
but Chuck Schumer's not going away. I mean, unless we send him away, he's not.
Chuck
What do we
Schumer is not the
what do
problem.
we have? Okay,
Chuck Schumer is just another mouthpiece. That's all he is. He's not the
okay.
fucking problem.
He's a Bernie Sanders, just one has a grassroots evolution behind him, and the other one's just a diplomatic idiot. But anyway, I mean,
I
but
like that.
it is
I
what it
like that.
is.
I
Hey,
like that.
we
Diplomatic
see these
idiot.
things. We see
Diplomatic.
them.
Yeah,
Diplomatic idiot.
Darlene says justice is coming. There is not one damn day. I don't hope that's true.
Yeah.
I hope it's before we die.
That's the problem, darling. To me, is that we need these. Maybe not every one of them, but we need some high end names in handcuffs, in courtrooms, and then wherever
Yep.
else. 'Cause these
Mhm.
people are traitors.
I just hoped and prayed
Yep.
that I made it with my life to see Trump get elected, and now I'm just praying that I can stay alive long enough to see some justice being done for sure. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chuck, you'll be around. Don't worry about it, Bubba. I hope.
Yep.
Yep.
I hope all of us are around to see it because something. I think as American citizens, we deserve to see this because we've been usurped, and a good part of it is our own fault. Many of us didn't pay attention. I can tell you right now, I was one of them. And we just kind of got used to things being what they were. We yelled and screamed about it, but then what else? What other choice did we have?
Yeah.
And we had choices back then, but we chose not to make them.
True. Yep.
And you vote for the same guy or whatever. And now it's time. We've all been doing our small part to fight in this. Um, and hopefully with enough voices. Well, we got Trump elected, and so far he's doing a lot of things I want done. And we're complaining about like Pam Bondi, and yeah, that was a bad look what she did. I got to admit, and I don't know, probably bringing a guy on from a enemy newspaper to a intelligence briefing on the military and fighting in Yemen may not have been too good an idea, even as a mistake. However, every administration has these problems because mistakes happen, and we are all humans. But I am wanting to see I want to see all the Epstein files. I want to see all the JFK files. I want to see all the MLK files. I want to see this stuff. But people were expecting a lot more than them files were ever going to tell us. I mean, they confirmed a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong. The CIA, blah 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 blah. But here's the deal. You know, that stuff is great to know, and it tells you a lot of stuff. But we need to stop what's going on right now. So what I am interested in knowing, when we're going to get a balanced budget. When is a budget going to come up without a bunch of bullshit in it? And I don't know how to do it, but bring back the line item veto. They got rid of that. They took half the president's power away. When it comes to the budget, I mean. And yeah, it's going to go both ways. But you know what? Right now, Trump can save us billions and billions of dollars just by not allowing veto. It is ridiculous where the money is going, and the fraud in the PPP loans and all the rest of that crap. Those people need to be in prison. Period. I don't care who they are, including Chelsea Clinton. Fuck her, or Chelsea Hubble, whatever.
Chelsea Hubble. Chelsea Hubble.
So I don't know. I just we've been sitting here doing this a long time, and Michael's been doing it longer than all of us, probably put together. Actually, I think, and to me, in 13 years, all right, and it's not gotten better. Now we have a chance to watch it get better. I hope, and so far, I have no problem. You know what? If Trump don't have a problem with Bondi or Hegseth and what have you, he's probably not happy. But I mean, if he ain't firing them, I'm going to go with, you know what? I'm just going to go with it because I voted for him for a reason, because I trusted him. He proved enough to me last time that he could fix the economy and get us kind of straight in the world, and hopefully a few other things. Plus, his actions are showing that he's not playing around this time. He understands the system. He understands the people. He understands this, that, and the other. Does that mean he's going to be perfect? No, it does not. But he's going to do everything he can to try to fix all this shit. And I'm good with that. So, you know what? Stop bitching and whining. Stop acting like they have to do this in our time. This shit took years and years and years and years to get into these woods. And it's going to take more than 2 months or 3 months, whatever it's been now, to get the hell out.
Right. Absolutely. Yep.
What do you think, Michael?
Oh, okay. I was writing. Okay. Well, I agree with Jerry. What makes us all look into things when we do? What makes us finally notice? I think the important thing is we all did at some point. Could we have been better? Just like Jerry said, probably. But, not all of us. Life just happens to make the arrangements for how life works. You can call it the Mandela effect, whatever you want. There's something that leads us, guides us, displaces us, brings us back to where normalcy is, to, look at things and open our mindsets up to understanding, all the main facts of everything that we did. Again, Jerry hit the nail on the head. So where do we go from here? We have a long future ahead of us of many things that need repaired. That's the only way I can see it. And again, Jerry just did. So kudos, brother. I mean, because honestly, there's nothing else to be said or done. We're human, just like you said again. Things happen, bad decisions sometimes, even when you're back in the driver's seat, and you think you have full control, and some other opposition comes in front of you. All we can do is fight back. Try to repair the system that's been broken. Try to give freedom back to the American people who deserve it most. And if Trump does that, I don't care what money follows him, because even on the show with you, Jerry, months ago, I said there's going to be a geological change, factor where countries, including the United States, we're going to grow or try to grow and get bigger. As with that will be money that came behind Trump to make sure that he would win, and that came with Musk and a bunch of other dignitaries. Just look at the 1,010 people who bought the $5 million gold card. Okay. Now, think that's billions and billions of dollars that he just created revenue to put directly down on a payment to lower the debt. I mean, if he can come up ingeniously with a few more things, I would say he could cut the timing in half. And while he does that, it's going to correct a lot of things that we want to see. One of the main things that I'm hearing about, though, right now is, and this isn't off kilter far, but it is, because we're all questioning why didn't the chemtrails stop, and why is this going, and why is this war still continuing, and why 24 hours? I can do it in 24 hours. But the truth is, Trump, even in his own words, knows. And I think, in his own words, helping fill in some of the missing blanks that he don't talk about, is there was a time he could have did that. But through the passage of time, a lot of elements changed. So now to sit down and get these things corrected is going to be very important, vital, but it's going to take longer to get to the table to be able to work them all out. I do think positively we will see that happen. But bigger than that is what people are really still fighting is the economy. It's not gotten better, but it doesn't change overnight either. A lot of people said, hey, what happened? And I noticed this in comments today, and people throwing comments in our faces saying, what happened to your president? What happened to that economy? Well, they're suffering through it too. So maybe they're having an anxiety order like most of the other people in America are, because we're spending 300% more on our food bills, alone. Not to say that they're not controlling our other needs that we have, like electricity and natural gas to heat our homes with, and propane to have on your barbecues. Everything is, a total wreck and a mess. To get it in order, we're going to have to do the things that he's starting to follow. But again, it won't happen overnight by any means. I wish I could help every United States citizen somehow to make the gravy train better for them. But only the president can do it. We are a simple voice. As Jerry said, even, we got him there. We got to rely on him now. We got to rely on what is necessary and how the measures of responses take, and the length of the measures of the responses take. And I know it's going to be longer than everybody can afford, but we need to hold the grip, remain warriors, and stay strong. Things will happen. As I said the other day, if you start out just lowering gasoline over the first year, 2 cents a week, that's $1 a gallon. Mark how many gallons your car takes. What's your savings per week on that? It adds up into money. Not only that, it reflects back into the economy on everything else, because production, road production, getting material goods and essentials to people, everything comes down. But it is not an immediate answer to anything. Everything is time.
Right. Yep.
No. And that's the thing that I have with the Doge dividend. I don't want to get into a big argument with anybody, but you know what? I'd rather see the whole pile of money just go pay down the $37 trillion and make sure we never have it again. Get rid of the Fed, get rid of the IRS, or reshuffle the IRS, but get rid of the Fed, because can the United States of America live without the Fed? It's basically, the way I understand it, nothing more than a non-federal group of bankers whose job it is to create inflation. Can we live without inflation?
Yes, of course we can. I mean, how not? That's look, I don't want to say it almost sounds absurdly idiotic, but in a way it does, David. And I'm not saying that to be mean in any way towards you or your thought.
No, I understand.
An easement in the economy makes everything better for everybody on every level. Whether you're taking a flight to go on vacation, everything, including all the essentials, everything become lower. What was once a vacation that cost $2,500 may only cost $1,250 in 2 years. But again, it's painstaking. It's time. It doesn't matter where you are, what country you're in. It only makes sense. Use common sense, and you'll be able to understand, the graphic of that. But how do you get through it? And that's the thing that we can't actually help escalate or, speed up. these things take time for everything to work. And I don't want to tell you it's going to be 4 years. I don't want to tell you it's a year. I don't know how long it's going to exactly take before we see some type of easement that really, really helps the freedom of America and globally for that matter, because whatever Trump does here, it's going to work. It's going to have a trickle effect all over the world because they're going to have to follow suit or lose. Corporations don't lose. That's why they jump sides every time there's a new president. Oh, shit. What can we do for you, Mr. President? Sure, we'll move our companies back to America. Get what I'm saying? If they don't do it, they lose. They're not in business to lose. Even pharmaceutical, car manufacturing, everything is related. Again, I think he knows the ground zero point of where to stick his hand in, grab it, and extract what he needs to. Hopefully, with Team America, this new brilliant mindset of great American people coming forth will all do their jobs and get us across that finish line. But again, I wish there was some way to say, oh my God, everything tomorrow is just going to lower. No, I think that what we will see, again, I'm going to say it again as loud as I can, there's going to be a lot of money that belong back to the taxpayers. And I do think there's going to be an easement for a lot of people. We're going to see differences through Social Securities, 401ks, taxable incomes, inheritance taxes. There's going to be changes across the board that are going to make life a lot better and much more pleasant. But, stay strong and hope the fact, because he knows that there's a lot of us out here that are only living paycheck to paycheck and still going into the bank account and 401ks just to survive. I think you will see definitely a point in time. Maybe April 2nd will be that date. All right. I'm just saying, just maybe April 2nd will be that date where we find out that something spectacular will come out for all American people. And that will help us, get through these harsher times, because they got 2 years to find all this money and they know it. And maybe 3, maybe it'll go as long as 4 by the time they dig everything up. But whatever they can retrieve, recover, resell, eminent domain back to us, it will become part of ours, the American citizens, because it really is ours. It doesn't belong to the president. It doesn't belong to the federal government. It belongs to the American people, the ones that died for a man in a suit that made up a role of what life's supposed to be like and how gunfights are supposed to be fought and who's supposed to die because of depopulation controls and everything else that they do. So with that said, I think the most important factor is unequivocally, they know that American people need help. And money is the answer to that financially. That comfort will make a lot of people sleep better at night. Not only that, the safety of America.
Yep. And Michael, let me interject here and let you know something.
Okay.
My parents got this random
check in the mail.
Many
people are, brother.
Direct deposit for $6,400 and plus dollars, and it was because Trump signed an executive order for civil servants like police officers, firefighters that were all getting screwed via Social Security. So they figured out how much of the taxes they were taken out of their checks, and it was direct deposited into my mom and dad's account. And they're both retired, living on Social Security. And in the better part of it was his Social Security check goes up $600 a month. Because that's what they were robbing him of.
Right. And it'll probably see another increase too. And I'm happy to say that because Trump really wants to create a new balance on the bottom. He knows people can't manage, on a disability check of $600 to $800. And there's millions and millions of people that are within that criteria. A new baseline of, I'm just saying, I'm just saying what they were talking about. That doesn't mean what I'm going to say is something that's approved to go forth and be voted on will be nearly $2,000. What does that tell you that they know what people are going to need into the future? And every penny that they can save from the Social Security, etc., by removing illegals and getting rid of all these lies and people that live up to 300, 200, 150 years old, that's money that can go back to the American people's pocket. They know $600 is 1950. It's no longer here in the 2000s. All right. People need at least a minimal cap of like $2,000 a month. They are totally aware of it. I also see offsetting to stop and the punishment of that because you're a dollar overboard. You disqualify yourself from all government projects and money. These are the things that they are trying to figure out. And it's crucial that they figure them out correctly so there's an overwhelming goodness of how the new system comes into play. And there's a lot of very rich people that are willing to put up the money to also back America to be able to do this. The participants are rich, beyond rich of Elon Musk. But by the way, on just bringing up Elon Musk, did you see now that, as bad as things started to look, like a U-turn was being promoted against him to kill his stocks, every single dealership in the country sold out of inventory this week, and the market went through the roof. So when they mess with Elon, if they mess with Trump, if they mess with Jerry, if they mess with Dave, if they mess with Chuck, we're coming back at you in a different way because that's what American people do.
And don't mess with Rob.
These people have been
I can tell you that.
The warrior of the sixth string has arrived.
Facebook. Yep, just give me a second, Robert. These people have been all over Facebook posting. They are returning their Teslas and getting something like $34,000.
Yeah. Wait.
That no. Their loan is being extended like $24,000 or $30,000
way less than it's worth.
On top of but their loan is being extended way more than the car they're buying is worth. And it's like, I don't understand this. People in America are stupid. You bought the Tesla, he got cash. If you paid cash, he got cash. If you financed it, he got a check from your finance company. He's got your money. Anyway, Robert, go ahead. Glad to see you here.
Nice to see everyone. Yeah. So that's that right there behind me. If you can see it, that's the Rainbow Bar and Grill right down below me there.
Yep.
And this is where we're staying behind me right here.
Yep.
It's right up there. And then Whiskey Go-Go is 2 blocks that way. So it's been a really exciting day today. That I don't know if any of you guys remember that guitar I went and got.
Yep.
From Rita, somewhere in some mountain areas or whatever. Well, I decided today that a bunch of us got together at the Rainbow. A lot of us know it. It's a celebration of Jack. But Rita was also a very good member of the Shark family and everything else. So what I did is I flipped the guitar over, and on the back, I made a guest list area, and all the people that are attending tonight are signing the back of this guitar in her name. And then tonight, the rest of the band will sign the front of it. So it's been a really emotional day. Yeah, it's been a really emotional day. Now what's going to happen is that at some point in time, not right away, but in the near future, because there's a couple of signatures I need to get that the people are not on it are here today, that it'll be auctioned off and all the money will be donated to Jack Russell's Foundation for Lewy dementia disease.
Awesome.
So
great job.
Awesome. Who are you expecting tonight?
It's been an emotional day.
Who are you expecting?
Huh? Oh, well, Lita Ford's going to be here.
Lita Ford. Damn. Kiss her for me.
Yeah, she's going to be here tonight.
Shakura Mike ain't coming?
I'll try.
Yeah, you're getting beat in the back of the head by Jamie. I feel this coming in your future there, Robert. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a few other people I can't remember. Some other singers from Warrant and Skid Row. I think is going to be here or
Oh,
something. I don't know,
wow.
but it's just an exciting night, and we're about ready to head down there now. Doors open here in a little bit, but I thought I'd just check in, say hi to you guys, and say hi to Dave and everybody. Where'd Dave go?
Dave's not here.
He, yeah, he went to shit in the hog's ate. He went
Where
to
have I
shit
heard
in the
that
hogs
before?
ate him or something. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know
know.
what.
He was here and then he wasn't here anymore.
Knock knock.
Dave's
how's
not here.
Dave.
how's Jamie doing? How's
Dave's
Jamie
not
doing?
here. We kind of had a little fallback this morning. She's been she's kind of come and go with it. We went out to eat this morning and she just felt like normal. She was doing fine. We stopped at McDonald's and she had a sausage and egg McMuffin, which was the biggest no-no
Oh
under the planet she could have
no.
done because she can't have grains. The grains or
Yep.
bread will do some damage to her appendix right now, so it's flamed back up again. So I think by the time we get done with all this and everything else, she'll be back to the doctors and they'll make some more
Just
decisions from them. But
all
she's
right.
doing all right. I
Give
mean,
her a hug
don't
for
get me
all of
wrong.
us.
Well, Rob, just to
You
let you
bet you.
know,
Yeah. So
Chuck has some blue pills he can send you. Jamie will be cured.
yeah.
You might need your rod
All
adjustment
right,
after
two
that.
things. Hold on, guys. Two things. One, Nick, the reason you didn't get the email that I sent with the thing for our show,
Yeah.
I sent it to the wrong email, which
Well,
is
there you go.
it wasn't even it was actually
To
wasn't
the
so
wrong
much the wrong
female.
email as it was the wrong email address. You know,
Same thing.
I just put Nikki Young at blah 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 instead of the one it actually
It's
is.
in
So
young
Yeah.
2 at.
yeah, I know. I just sent you another one. And two, Dave's internet crashed. So we are to hold
Oh.
on and steer the ship as best we can. Chuck, he
Uh-oh.
left you in charge over all of us.
Oh,
Know how to do this. But you're in charge, Chuck.
Well, there went the
Yeah, there you
neighborhood.
yeah.
go.
Then
I'm
Chuck's in
telling you.
charge.
That's what I'm
Charles
Yeah,
in
saying.
there goes the
charge.
neighborhood.
Charles in charge. No,
Oh,
I
that's
don't want
another one
to.
of these
Jerry, you
songs.
do a real good job. So
Yeah.
So if anybody's interested, there will be I posted it earlier. It's the wrong live stream link that I sent earlier. They shared it and somehow it turned out to be wrong, but I'll repost the new one. You can watch the show tonight live if you're interested. So it's going to be an emotional night.
It's
It's going to
actually
be
going to
insane.
be live.
You would
Who's
not
gonna
Will
believe
it
do
how
be
the
many people are
live?
singing?
here.
Who's gonna do the singing? Or is it just a bunch of different
Andrew
bands?
Freeman, I think. Terry Louise was supposed to be here tonight, but he can't cancel because which he sang for the original, the other Great White
The
for
other
many
great
years.
way.
So he can't make. I think it
Yeah,
the
yeah,
actual
I
Great White,
got you.
the band. And then there's I think it's Andrew Freeman tonight who's filling in for lead vocals for Jack. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. But one more little piece of news. This is I'm gonna find out for sure, absolutely 100% tonight. It is a 100% go on me playing next weekend with the band my hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Medina Entertainment Center. So I got wind of that yesterday. So it sounds like it's gonna be a go, and it's I can't tell you how nervous I am.
Hey Robert, you've been doing this a while. You're gonna do fine.
Yeah,
That's
you always
good,
get
but you're
that.
gonna
You
be
always get
fine.
nervous. You
You'll be
always
fine.
Yeah. I mean, I think every musician always has the jitters uh, when they get on stage.
yep.
It's I asked a question because I was watching Maynard from Tool, and
Mhm.
this guy, I was like, does he have a physical disability with the way he contorts his body and does all this crap? And my younger brother said, no, it's more of or I said, is it a stage performance? He said it's more of he he's been through a lot of trauma in his life, and that's kind of how he gets his mind into it. And I'm like, but I feel sorry for the guy when he's doing this shit. And then I had a friend that a girl friend that I graduated with. She said we saw Tool a few years ago, and she said he stayed behind the speakers the whole time. He wouldn't come out on stage. I was like, that's just crazy. I mean, this guy's got some kind of mental problem apparently, but he could sing his
Well, I
ass.
heard they're a pretty hard band.
Yo, oh my God, their music.
They don't have meet and greets, and
No.
they keep themselves pretty. They go to shows, and they're pretty much fly by night, in and out. You don't get to see them. You don't get no meet and greets. No, they don't take pictures with anybody.
No, and I think Maynard. Yeah, Maynard
shit.
is. It's like he has a complex. Maynard has a complex issue or something that he
they
doesn't.
all got fucked up heads.
How
come it's like comics? They all like
make you feel really
grew
good.
up in a fucking
He's
group
right.
home or something, and they're all fucked up. But they're funny, or they play well, or they sing well, or they.
The music is great, but this dude does these body contortions that I'm like, and I thought the guy had a real physical problem, and I was like, I hope this is fake, but if it's real, I feel sorry for this dude, and it's not real. He does it on purpose to get his mind into the music that he's singing, because they sing about a whole lot of destruction and all kind of shit like.
Oh, why can't we be sober?
Exactly. But yeah, so I got the explanation from my little brother. He wrote me 2 paragraphs of what exactly is going on with this guy, and I'm like, okay, well, that's about what I thought, that he was, doing this for just to continue to do what he's doing, and it wasn't a physical thing with him, physical disability. But how he contorts himself the way he does is beyond me, because if you watch someone with like muscular dystrophy or MS or something, and they can't control themselves.
It's called heavy metal yoga.
Yeah, but that's what he does all the time.
Yeah.
Well, take a look at Joe Cocker.
Joe Cocker was
the same way. He had some kind of
yeah.
I thought he had Tourette's there for a while, because I swear that's how he sounded to me.
Yeah. All right,
take care, Robert. Have a good time.
Hey, man,
I'm sorry, Robert. All right, come on.
Sorry, Dave. I got to go. Hi, Dave. Bye, Dave.
Yep. Rock on,
Later,
Robert.
I'm sorry, my internet went down, but rock on.
Oh, the sign of victory, the Masonic sign of the V.
Yeah.
The devil's heads, Baphomet.
Yeah. We're gonna have Robert on.
Always a pleasure to see him. Always.
Yeah, Robert's a really good guy.
It's fun to have Robert on.
I feel like listening to some Tool now.
We've all been very lucky to meet some of the people we have met doing this, because they're decent and no real difference between us as far as, what we think and how we act, or try to act anyway. And I think about that a lot, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah, Michael, look up. There's a woman She's actually opera vocalist, coach,
Okay.
young woman, and it's
Okay.
her YouTube channel is called The Vocalist. Look her up. She she critiques all kind of bands, and
Huh.
the voice that's coming, the meaning behind it, and
I've
it's
seen that before. Yeah.
you could spend hours watching that woman
Is she
doing
blonde or
this.
brunette? Because there's several.
Well, she's blonde.
Okay, I know
Yeah.
exactly who you're talking about, and I would agree. Yeah, she
Yeah.
basically, is a cover band singer doing remakes, and is very fascinating. Very good voice.
Yeah.
No, she's not a cover band
Between
singer at
watching
all.
things
No,
She's
this
only
woman.
duping other people's
between
music.
things I was watching one day, she
No,
came out,
no, she's not. She's not.
could watch forever.
She doesn't sing anything. She critiques the
All right, hold on
videos.
a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
All right, my misunderstanding. Let me look.
I watched the
Go
brunette
ahead, Dave.
one that I think you're talking about, Michael. And she watched two videos one day when I was bored. The brunette ones came up, and she went line by line. I don't remember the song, but she went line by line and explained to anybody who was watching what the song was talking about. I mean, my God, it was like the most music lesson
That's
I had ever got. I actually was tired after
that's the
watched
one
it.
I'm talking about, Dave.
By the way, Dave,
Yeah.
when I was messaging you, I came back and told him that you said put Chuck in charge. So if anything went wrong, you could blame him.
Well,
Jimmy said I was supposed to
Yeah,
hire.
rolling iron
Jerry,
fist.
Jerry was just, yeah. We've met all of us. We've all become friends. And I got to tell you, while I'm scrambling around my desk and looking on Microsoft and my phone and whatever to try to get the thing jump started again, I just do your Jerry to keep going.
It's fine. It turned out pretty good anyway.
Yeah.
I know you got kicked off, but last night I got kicked off like 7 times. It pissed me
Yeah.
off, but and I understand how you feel and everything, but I got to tell you, you got to pick your battles anymore because there's just so much to be mad about that. I don't know. I, what Michael was talking about before
Yeah.
with like a living wage with disability, that's where we're at in
Oh,
this
yeah.
house, and we ain't. And by the end of the month, we
With the
got about
raise,
$20 left, and I try to make sure we have plenty of, like supplies, food, stuff we need every month and all, so that we don't run out.
yeah.
This month it didn't work out that way because the truck has been eating up a lot of money, and still not fixed, the fucker. But nevertheless, it would be nice to have more, although I have to tell you, I hate living on government welfare. I do. I don't care what it is.
Well,
All right. But what pisses me off is obviously we're spending money on illegals and God knows what else. Okay. I mean, including the stuff we already know about now. But, and Americans are struggling. I depended on the Marine Corps when I knew that eventually it would end. I wouldn't be able to work anymore, and they let me down. Or it was more like the VA, but still, um, And then this, if we had to live off, like my business was a cash business, and that's how I filed, basically, if you know what I'm saying. So. Mine is way less than what my wife's was because she had a career. And So, but she has to pay for it too because, and the fact that the government makes up rules, like why can't I get mine and she gets hers? And we both get it. We both paid into it, although separately, obviously, but still. And why not? But they, you're not allowed to do that. Whoever gets the most, you take that. Well, that's bullshit because I am actually deemed 100% disabled by the federal government. Um, but I can't, I could get mine if I want it, but it's literally less than $300 a month. So it's like, yeah, well, that would not make sense at all, would it? And I understand that, but that $300 that I could get or whatever would help a lot, and it's not like we're spending money on stupid shit and going on trips and cruises either. It's mainly like food, making sure I got gas to get her where she needs to go to see the doctors and stuff. And it's more like if there's something she wants, I'll go without so she gets it, which is fine. That's what I'm supposed to do, and I don't have a problem with it actually. But like right now, it's getting a little lean around here because of the damn truck not running, and I don't want to keep borrowing the neighbor's truck because that just gives me more chances of wrecking that or some bad happening, and I don't want that to happen to them. So it's like there are easier ways to go when you take care of Americans first. And also America, and what Dave said, I wasn't completely against. Um, putting it to, any of the savings towards the national debt. Obviously, I'd take the money if they sent it, but the responsible thing would be to take the like if you owe the government and they owe you like $5 and you owe them 10, they're taking the $5. Okay, it's the same kind of thing where we should put the money towards the national debt. Now, obviously, Trump is uh, invented some cash flow through the government. If he's going to use it for that, fine. But we have to think ahead also sometimes with especially with the debt, because right now our children's grandchildren will not ever pay that off. It's ridiculous. I think we're just paying the interest now, aren't we?
If that. Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
Which is obviously bad. So, but I agree with Dave. Realistically, that's probably what should be done. But people are hurting so bad that this whole April 2nd is supposed to be like Jubilee, the American Jubilee or something. I don't know. That's what I've heard, and everybody's saying that's what we're going to find out how much we're going to get. And it's like, why am I not looking forward to that? I'm not looking forward to that. If they send me something, great. If they don't, they don't. And
good luck with
don't
that.
waste it. Is all I'm asking. Just put.
I can't watch it anymore because one day it's everybody's going to get something. The next day it's going to be if you make 40,000 as a couple, if you make 40,000 a year or less, you're not going to get anything because you pay almost no taxes or very little taxes. And my response to that, I tried to get IRS people on the phone and say, hey, you know what? I paid taxes a hell of a lot longer than the time I've been on Social Security, disability, and not paying taxes. And fortunately for me, I don't pay taxes on my Social Security anyway, federal income taxes, and thank God I don't pay state income tax on it either. And the living wage has got to be a little bit more than $1,500. My whatever we got this year brought me to just about $1,500, and the biggest thing in our situation is the rent comes out of my side because I know it's always going to be there, and So we do, if I got $2,000 a month, it would be nice. The extra 500 in there would be nice.
$1,500 a month, Dave. We own our house outright, our property outright, And so you're talking about, electric bill, cable, internet. But what's getting us now is obviously food is up. We're paying about 200% more than we were before.
Yep.
Obviously, and then of course gas also is gone up from took like $40 a month to fill the tank. Now we're doing it's almost twice. It's not
Yep.
quite twice. Actually, that's not true. It's like probably closer to 70. All right, but still, that's a huge chunk. And then if anything comes up, you're screwed. You know.
Yep.
That is something always comes up because it's life. Life happens. It's not.
Yeah.
Something
No.
breaks, you got to fix it. That's the way it is. And and I don't have a problem with that. And I'm happy that we can do that. But then you're right. And it's not like man. I hate asking. I fucking hate. I will sit there for months figuring out how to do something, so I have to ask for help.
Yeah.
It's annoying to me to ask for help, but it's like I don't have a fucking choice.
No.
I don't have a goddamn choice. So what am I supposed to friggin' do? I could go find a job, and I do. I believe it or not, I put an application still,
I.
and I know it's going to happen. I'm going to be there for like one day, and I ain't getting through 8 hours or whatever the hell they're working now. I don't even know. It used to be 8 hours. Um, yeah, I'm not going to get through 8 hours because when I
Yeah.
work around here, I can stop anytime I want, sit down or rest or whatever I got to do. And then the trick then is not to rest too long because then you can't stand up.
Right.
It's not easy, and but
Right.
blah 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 blah. Here we are. So I got no choice. I got to do this. But I'm not asking to get rich off it neither. And it ain't. I hate the fact that it's become a career. But in the end, that's what it is.
Yep.
And I don't like living off of other people's hard work. I've always worked my ass off just like everybody else here my whole fucking life.
Yep.
Everything in this house works because I either fixed it or learned how to fix it. I fix all my appliances. I fix everything around here. I cut the all yard, mow everything. I keep the mowers that are in their teens now going. All the bullshit. I'm not apparently have no luck with the truck, but I know exactly what's wrong with it. And if there was, I had any fucking money, I'd buy the two sensors I need and put them in, and it probably would run. Whether it would still leak oil, I don't freaking know yet.
Oh
I
man.
can't let it run that long and to find out. But I got one sensor out every time you get it started finally, and then you push the gas, and nothing happens. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Because why? Everything's freaking electronic, and I swear to God, it's a conspiracy against me.
I think it was a conspiracy against all of us because it's electronic, and one computer tells another computer what to do, and the computer in the middle, 1 and 3 work off of each other, and 2 is just there for
It's like a Confederate or something. He's just out there fucking everything up.
Yeah, and when 2 goes down, the whole truck goes down, and you spend all day long.
There's like 30 sensors on this freaking truck, and I'm like, this truck ain't even that good a truck. It's
right.
Like, what the hell, man?
It's like we had a guy that owned one of the garages that we used to go to that if it was a wiring issue, it didn't matter. He would beg me to leave it if I thought it was a wiring issue because he would spend all day. He would spend all night. He would stay up. He just loved chasing wires.
I don't love it, but I know how to run wiring. I know how to do all that. It's not hard, especially on 12 volt, but it's just, I got to go through 50 videos to find out what one code means because one code is attached to 17 different things in this freaking thing. And it's just annoying, man. And I literally have a $500 code reader. It's not like it's some piece of crap from Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. For what it tells me, I could have bought the $10 one at Harbor, or probably $30. I don't know, but at Harbor Freight, and it tells you the exact same thing, and you got to do the exact same thing. So it's like okay, there you go.
Yeah, is it like my truck, Jerry? I got same Dodge Ram 1500. Mine's a lot older than yours, but the engine light's been on forever and ever and ever. Well, if I check, and you could do the key sequence in my truck because it has a digital readout. and it will throw out the code, and it's some P whatever it happens to be, and it says NVLD whatever, and so I look up the code, and it's NVLD problem, which is a natural vacuum leak detection problem. But it could be 9 different things. So you don't know if it's the vacuum canister or whatever it happens to be. It's So you got to go through 9 things. Which one you pick first?
Didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael.
Actually, I'm going to take off. I didn't want to interrupt you guys. I was waiting for somebody to take a breath. You guys have a great night.
Thank you
I know
for
you guys
coming,
are
Michael.
talking automotive now. I'm going to go do some more politics on another
All right.
format, and I'll be on tomorrow night. Talk to you guys later.
Yeah. Just remember, don't park the Mercedes next to a tree tonight if there's wind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
What do you call? I don't know what that means, but take care.
Yeah.
What do you call? Craig Peterson just said something that was good. He said, I don't see. Why don't I see his thing
I don't know.
on here?" Anyway, he said, they're gonna Social Security people can get a bigger check than the rest of us. I don't see that as happening.
No,
Depending
I
on what
don't-
you
I
do
don't-
for a living. I mean, if you work
Yeah.
at McDonald's, I don't know, maybe
Or how
I
much
have
you
no
paid
idea.
how much you paid into it.
But you know what the problem is? Usually they'll give you a 2 or 3% increase every year, but the cost of living is going up 5 or 6. So you never catch up.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of
Right.
like the Medicaid Medicare thing that my parents go through. They give you a cost of living increase, but then they take it away immediately to charge you more for the medicine.
yeah.
So I'm like, well, what kind of bullshit?
Plus, you know what else? If like on SSDI, whatever the fuck it is, all right. It like my wife and I mostly am on and off Medicaid, like every other month. And why? Because I think the last time I'm pretty sure, to be an exact number, was, I think I said 20, but I think it was $28.
Yeah.
We made $28 too much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, at $28, if I take that to any doctor or any hospital or any, even like one of them stupid care center things you go to they got in town, that's not going to cover the going there bill.
Yeah.
No, just showing up there. So explain that to me. And I don't need it because I'm with the VA, which is scary enough. But my wife kind of needs it because she basically gets her stuff for free and it shows. We're lucky that most of her medication, or so called medication, is covered under like programs and stuff that she has to find and deal with. And she's on the phone with these fucking people every goddamn day, it
Oh,
seems.
it's a constant
It-
Yeah,
battle.
never
is.
ends. Never
It
ends.
is.
And
It is.
she's just as scared because well, I ain't getting into all that, but
No, it did.
and I'm
Scary.
I am with the people who work their ass off and have to support people like me. It's kind of hypocritical, really, but I understand completely what they're saying. The problem isn't me. I would go to work today if I could. But it's the people that game the system, and there are so fucking many of them. It's ridiculous. Same
Illegals.
thing with regular welfare. Illegals. Yeah,
That's who's really gaming the system. Now, there's a whole lot of Americans gaming the system, but the illegals coming in here, they get it automatically. Medicaid, Medicare, Social
Well,
Yeah, that's the
Security.
government just giving
but
it to
that,
them
yeah,
for no
but
reason other
Trump
than the
needs to
fact
write.
they should do it.
Trump needs to write a slew of executive orders. I'm sorry, I cut both of you guys off, but Trump needs to write a slew of executive orders for the remainder of his time that just says no, doesn't matter. You come in here illegally, you don't get nothing except maybe a free ride back to where you came from or El Salvador. And you don't want to go to El Salvador, so you better be sure that they're going to take you back home. But
Well, we've always said, all of us,
but
even on your show, my show, the best way to get rid of these people is cut the benefits.
yeah,
Yep.
And nobody
yeah,
seems to have the balls to do that. I
right.
believe Trump does. Obviously, Trump does. But,
Well, I hope he
um,
does. I
you
honestly
know,
do.
yeah, no, because they would self-deport.
They
I
would.
Yeah.
mean, you're not going to live here with nothing. The thing is you have to go through 2 or 3 years of fucking bullshit in the court system now
Yeah.
just to be able to do that. And like, look
Yeah.
at him now. How many lawsuits does he, or not lawsuits, court cases does he
Yeah.
have
Yeah. These
Hundred.
over them stopping him? So,
Yeah.
rogue judges, it's like I
yeah.
was talking
Right.
about earlier.
Well, we need to go after.
District judges,
Yeah.
uh,
Judge
infl-
Bohr, whoever needs to be the example to all of the other liberal
yeah.
judges. Don't
But
don't 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 mess with me. I got a job to do. We really need Tom Homan going to all of these judges because we know how busy Donald Trump is and he can't do it.
yeah,
And it should just be my job is to get these people out of here. They don't belong here. They don't have a right for being here. And you don't have a right to get in my way
I have
telling
a
me I
question
can't do
about
my
all this.
job.
You know how, like, they're in the streets and they're protesting and all this bullshit, right?
Mhm.
And they're screaming First Amendment right, but they're illegal. Do they actually have the rights we have?
not constitutionally. No.
Not
Yeah,
constitutionally, but not
I
constitutionally
think they
because we
got
were
them
all
through the
born
courts,
here.
though, because of the court decisions. They got rights
Yeah.
because the courts say so. But if they don't have them constitutionally, the courts have no business doing that. Is the freaking problem?
Well, that's the problem. That's what I was saying earlier. These district
The wrong
judges
judges. The wrong
are
judges are saying
ruling to control the entire United States. A
right,
district judge.
right.
Yeah.
You know, we
Who
all
has
live
nothing
in
to
a
do with him.
certain.
Right. Who has
Yeah.
nothing to do with immigration. We have a whole set of judges and a whole court system that deals with immigration. My brother-in-law, Juan, who's no longer with us anymore, came here as a Peruvian national. And he had I think 7 years, and he and my sister got married just as his time was almost up, and they were all over him. They checked everybody. They were so far up to make sure that she wasn't just marrying him for him to be able to stay. And
Yeah. That guy, that Muskrat guy from Colombia,
I
the
think they
one
got
that's in the
him.
court now, they're trying to deport, but the judge
Yeah,
ain't letting them deport him or something.
yeah,
They found out today he had a Hamas, I guess, like a serial number. When I was in, it used to be an actual serial number. Then they turned it to social security number, which is what I used. But Hamas has their own numbering system. So he was
okay,
actually a member of the Hamas, which is it's a military.
yeah,
Hamas is the name of it. It's actual military, and they do a lot of things that any military would do, like, give you a number and blah blah blah. And so I wonder what that particular judge is going to do now when they find that out. Because what are we going to do? Blatantly let the courts just let terrorists in here?
Well,
He's
that's what
not,
they've been doing.
well,
because you
if
just
you
throw
if you
on a
move it
press
if you
badge
move
and
it to the
you
right
protest
judges,
and all this kind of bullshit. If you're a fucking terrorist, which
right,
is what he is, and his wife can go to fuck with him because she's fuck
right.
her, you know.
Well, Tom Homan said it best. If they don't, if the family doesn't want to be split up, they should go with him. And I told you about my friend in Brazil. From Brazil. He did something stupid. I don't remember what it was. His green card expired. They weren't going to extend it anymore, and they told him, we're coming to pick you up, whatever it was, next week at whatever time, be ready to go. And he was like, what about my family? And he said, and the guy handling his case, I think the judge said, well, your wife and your family can go with you, or they can stay here. You can't. Either you leave and they stay, or the three of you all go together.
Yeah, it's like Tom Holman said, when he was he was on like CNN or something, and he made an ass out of those people.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah, that
said,
ain't hard, though.
yeah, no, that's not hard. But they said, well, what about the children being separated from the parents? He
Oh,
said,
AOC. Oh, yeah. That
no,
AOC thing is
no,
still.
no, 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 no. The kids will go with the parents.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. That was funny.
That's all there is to it.
But,
Yeah. I'm so tired here about separating families. I mean, here's the
Yeah,
deal. You stepped over a line, and it was illegal to do. You are already a criminal the second you step over that, our,
right.
our
yep,
boundary. All right. So that, and then, you get a job and you using a fake ID because ma'am do that.
Right.
You may be paying taxes, but you are not using your real name, and so on and so forth. And the social security number you have is not a true social security number either. It's from some dead guy from the 1800s or something. I don't know.
Just like
But
Barack Obama.
yeah, what part of everything you have done so far is illegal? Just to live here, I don't have a lot of sympathy for
Yeah.
you. I have none.
Yeah.
yeah,
Get the fuck out. Take you, your little brats, and your probably fat, ugly wife, and get the fuck out.
and then
Right.
Very
you see all these congressional uh, meetings and all this shit, and they're like, well, what uh, crime they didn't commit a crime? What crime did they commit? And Holman comes in and says,
He's got it
crossing the
memorized.
border illegally.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
That's
got
the
it
first
memorized.
crime.
I think it's 18 US 4. I have it written
Yeah.
down here. I don't remember where,
We've
but I
been
think it's
Yeah,
doing
eight.
it for what,
I think
50
it's
years
18.
now.
I think it's 18 USA C, which is code. So 18 US code 4 is actually coming across the border illegally, and he can quote
yeah,
it. It doesn't matter what show he is on, he can quote
Well,
it.
yeah,
Although
and you know
today,
what?
uh,
It's just like I said, man. You're committing crimes the entire time you're here, and even though they're not the most horrible crime. Oh, and by the way, the paying taxes part is few and far between.
yeah,
A lot of these guys get paid in cash every week.
cash, and they
yeah,
send
And
it back to
exactly,
Mexico.
because if
yep,
you go into any convenience store in South Florida, they will have, first of all, a wall of phone cards, from every country in the fucking world.
yep,
And you don't realize how many countries there are in the world till you actually go in there. And like Mexico may have 5 or 6 different ones. Okay, Guatemala, it's a place like that. But still, every country in the world is represented there. And then they go down to the Western Union. And I remember Nat telling us one month there's like 50 billion, would it be, dollars a month,
yeah.
was going to everywhere but here. So how is that helping our economy? Then
Didn't
I managed apartments, so you would have literally in a 376 square foot studio apartment, you would have 5 guys living in there. All right. And mattresses on the floor, phone numbers written on the wall like it's a fucking phone book. All right. How is that, number one, assimilating? Number
Yeah,
two, how is that?
like a bathroom stall
Yeah,
yeah,
basically. Yeah,
for a
actually.
good time
Yeah,
call.
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And all this kind of thing. So they're either not paying taxes or they're paying taxes under a false identity. Everything they're doing is illegal, and we're supposed I'm like supposed to feel sorry for them?
No,
No.
no,
And I can tell you this: there's a lot of them that are fucking dangerous.
yeah,
When I was managing these apartments, I got rid of these people because you can fuck with them and get rid of them because they won't call the cops. All right, and people don't realize that.
Yeah,
And
just have a
I had
white
no,
truck with green stripes show up.
yeah, yeah. The thing is that that's what I did, and I cleaned up the building relatively quickly doing that. But then you got everyone in the neighborhood hates you, everyone. Okay, and then you're out with the dogs or something at night, and cars are slowing down as they drive past you, and then you realize you got to start carrying a gun with you, and I had to put a camera on my door to see who was there before I actually opened the door because the people weren't enough, and on and like that. And that's how I lived. Um, and although I wasn't afraid of them, I also had to have some kind of security. I've had them show up at my building and, we're just looking for somebody we know. Who? And they don't have an answer. And then you say, get the fuck out of here. But there's 10 of them.
Yeah.
And you're standing down 10 guys. And the only thing between you and them is that pistol. And you have to prove you have one before they leave. And there's always one that will be on the other side of the street coming up behind you. These people are fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Even when they don't look dangerous, even when they're not together, there's a lot of them because this is how it works down in South America. They run in these gangs, groups, whatever the hell you want to call them. They rob, rape, and pillage. And, I'm one fat white guy. Could they have taken me? I don't know. I'd have took a few with me. But then I didn't know if they had guns either. So the thing is that we don't need this. None of it. We don't need any bit of it. And these fucking judges, they're not doing this because they love America. They're not doing this because they love these people. Any more the politicians are bringing them in because they love these people. They're doing this for power. They're doing this because they hate Trump, obviously.
Yeah.
That might even actually be number one. I think we can maybe agree on that. And they're fucking with them, and they don't have the power to do it. Is what gets me.
No,
And Pete, they've been doing this forever.
yeah, TDS is real in the government because everything's Trump's fault, and Trump's actually making everything better. But did y'all see? Speaking to illegals, that Trump sent 2 battleships, one in the Gulf of America, the other one came from the Pacific, and they're sitting there bird dogging Mexico's ass to take care of the goddamn cartels. Billy badass battleships. And if they pull some shit, shots will be fired.
That was long overdue.
They're talking about how they
should have had
the United States military's ass. And I have news for the cartels. You may be great around civilians that are unarmed with your automatic weapons and stuff, but you ain't never come up across the United States Marines when they're pissed off and organized. Sorry, you're gonna die. And the ships, hell, I mean, they don't need the fucking Marines. Goddamn ships can hit a freaking window.
Like 555-foot ships, each one of them.
Yeah.
And they converged on both sides of the bottom of Mexico and said, and Trump said, fuck with us.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. And they got a Jewish lesbian lady in charge now. What happened to the other guy? I didn't even know he got out.
I don't know. Yeah.
He was a socialist also.
Yeah.
The last guy.
I just found it funny that a lady with a Jewish name is the president of Mexico.
It is kind of funny, but she was another one, talked tough, and then turned around and did something else because she knows Trump ain't playing around. That's the thing when you have a leader, as opposed to a potato. People look at the potato, say very nice with chives,
or a mashed potato.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sour cream with some chives or green onions or something. But in the end, when you have a leader, and Trump proved it. You know when Trump proved it, in my opinion, anyway, when he dropped the mother of all bombs.
Yep.
Yep.
At that very moment, they knew he wasn't fucking around,
Yep.
and they remember that. Okay, because he's obviously not going to do that in Mexico. But if he sends ships, them ships are capable of taking out a guy inside, sitting next to a window, hitting that window at 10 miles or whatever
Precision,
said the other night.
precision bombs
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that will get that guy smoking a cigar
yeah,
and hit him straight in the head,
yep.
and there will be no internal destruction of the building. It got its target, and that's it.
And plus drones, all that
Yep.
kind of crap,
Yeah.
which you can get close up and with
Yep.
smaller arms and take out whatever. And we're not playing. And
Yep.
it's nice to see that because if America is going to be this shining light on the hill, and it's going to be for truth, justice, in the American way, and all that bullshit you hear, this is what needs to happen because we are being taken advantage of and kicked around like a dog.
Yeah. And did y'all see? I don't know if any little same subject, military. Uh, the F-47 fighter jet. Did y'all see that thing?
I heard about it. I didn't see it yet.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God! This thing is. It's not. They've been using it, testing it for 5+ years now,
Yeah.
and they said it's like supersonic, the fastest fighter jet, the Billy Badass of all fighter jets, and it kind of looks like it's all sleek and
Yeah.
you know. I guess that picture that I saw was real, but
Oh, I
man,
think the picture is real. I haven't seen the picture for some reason,
I
but
haven't seen
everybody
it.
I've talked to, they've all said it's real.
I I I haven't seen it in action, but they said this thing. Trump even said, Trump on Truth Social even said this is the Billy Badass of all jets.
Yeah,
Uh,
it says this thing outdoes anything else
Yeah.
we have, and
yeah,
my guess is probably anything else in the world
yeah,
until we get in a war with a Democrat in office and we just leave 50 of them overseas somewhere, and
Right.
then everybody's got it. It's
I
fucking
think
ridiculous.
I think Boeing. He's mad at Boeing. They were
yeah.
supposed to. The new Air Force One was supposed to be ready when he got inaugurated. And I guess it's not ready, and it looks like it's going to be 2 years late, if not later, because I guess they were
Yeah,
going to update a whole bunch of things, and not he's not happy.
yeah. Well, that's Boeing. I've been
Yeah,
hearing about Boeing since I was a kid.
Yeah, we have a
really,
Boeing plant down here.
they've
Yeah,
been
and
around since we
Boeing
were.
one of
and
the things that they do is sign a contract saying we're going to do this in this amount of time, blah blah blah. And the amount of time thing, it is never right.
they
They are
extended
always late on everything. How is that
Yeah,
fucking possible?
yeah,
and they charge more and more and more. And we have Boeing and we have Lockheed Martin
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay,
down
Lockheed
here.
Martin's been
okay.
around forever.
We have
Yeah,
both in Louisiana, not
yeah.
not far from me,
And they both treat the government like fuck you. What are you going to do?
like a bank account.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
where the hell are you going to get it if you don't get it from us?
You
yeah,
know, this is why contracts are important. They should be paying a penalty. We shouldn't be paying them more and more and more to
yes.
do this and
It,
this and
Yeah,
this.
most you have a building contractor. Think about Trump when he was building towers. You know,
yep,
enormous towers, Trump Tower. If that went behind schedule, he got a quote on the building of that thing. And if it fell behind, he wasn't gonna pay anymore. He's gonna fine the contractor.
Yep.
For not
Right.
getting it done in time. That's how that works
That's
with
how it should
most
be.
contractors. And Boeing and Lockheed Martin, it should be the same thing. If you can't uh, get it done in time at the what you quoted the cost, what we paid you,
Yeah.
Yep.
then you're gonna pay us back
Yep.
for
Yep.
penalties of
Yep.
not getting it done in time.
And a lot of
Speaking
this is
about,
their designs, and their designs a lot of times I think they don't work.
Yeah,
How many
yeah,
fucking things have they been told to make, say for the military, right? Which is, I guess, most of it, but whatever. All right, and it's in production for years and years and years, and it does not work.
yeah. I think
And
that
they
new
keep
president,
telling the government keep telling, yeah, well, we got to fix that. We have a plan, blah, 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 whatever they tell them. And the
yeah,
government keeps, it's okay, no problem. The government don't say, you know what, no, we're scrapping it and you ain't getting paid for what this, or, we're going to hold you to this or hold you to that. And that may, with this, maybe that'll change.
yeah. And it's
yeah,
like that. Now they're making the F-47, but the F-35 was like the real problem child. Is that the latest one that came out that was supposed to be Billy Badass?
I don't know.
35 or 37. But
yeah.
anyway, uh, it had so many problems, mechanical problems, and pilots got killed, and it just crashed, and
Yeah.
nothing really worked in the damn plane.
Well, Nick, uh, why the hell, the military industrial complex, which we also have been hearing about since the 60s, actually, that's them.
Yeah,
They run it.
Yep.
And the
Yep.
generals and all that go out, get wine, dined, and hookered. All right. All that shit is to keep the United States government and, more importantly, the taxpayers of this country on a hook.
yep.
You think Boeing and whatever the other one you said was, Lockheed
Um,
Martin,
Lockheed.
don't
Oh,
have files on every freaking
I'm sure
high-ranking
they do.
official in the government,
Yep.
every high-ranking official in the military, and dirt on every one of them?
Yep.
That's how,
Heck,
whoever said they were the bank account was right. Or we're the bank account,
yep.
sorry.
Hegseth during his confirmation hearings got one over on Pocahontas. She, I've seen the video so many times it makes me laugh hysterically every time I see it. She's asking him, she's bitching at him about this and that. Oh, and the generals should have to wait 10 years before they go to the defense industry. And then she said something else. And then she said, will you agree to that? And he looked at her and he didn't give her an answer. And she kept going. And then she said, will you agree to that? And finally he looked at her and he said, I'm not a general.
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah,
sitting there like this. But you're in charge of all the generals. And he again said to her, but I'm not a
Yeah.
general.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Stupid asshole.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we're talking
She
about
is.
Pocahontas. I mean, I don't understand some people like her with the whole Pocahontas thing, and she was an Indian. And how the fuck did she think she was going to get away with that in this day and age? They got away with that crap
Her
before the
mother, she
internet. Once the internet became a thing, people don't get away with that crap anymore. None of
well, she should get in trouble with it. So should Harvard University because her mother told her that she was an Indian without any proof, is what she said. And then Harvard told her apply as a woman minority, and you will get the job. And
that's
that's
what
what
she
she
did.
did, and she got the
Yep.
job.
And I think she taught 3
And
classes.
I still don't understand why Massachusetts keeps
They
electing
paid her a crap load of money. I think they taught like 3 classes or some shit or another. It's like,
Yeah.
and they all do this shit. I don't understand it.
Well,
And then we put people like Jasmine Kane into office who belongs in the hood. Sorry, if you're black and listening or ever watch this show, she belongs in the fucking hood. All right, that's the only place she should ever be because she is just a guttural piece of garbage. She
yep.
is not classy. She is not dignified. She is none of that. And people are out there eating this shit up, and it's like, are you kidding me? She's an idiot. And then she tells everybody she has like 3 degrees or some shit or another.
Yeah, 3
It's like,
degrees from stupid.
yeah, yeah, the university thereof,
Yeah.
I think, because I mean, damn. Anyway, I guess I gotta go because it's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys. I
Same
appreciate it.
here.
Good to see.
All
Hopefully,
right.
see you tomorrow
Thank
night,
you. Go
Chuck.
get
You
some.
look like you're about to fall
Yeah,
asleep.
I'm pretty much toasted.
Yeah, I
So.
can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about it? By the way, you feeling better? I
Still
think.
coughing up this shit. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
are you?
You feel with your hands, though, right?
usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
It's
how you
amazing
feel.
how
Right.
every guy you do that and they all do this for some reason.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kitties.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
gonna get you, my little pretty. And then
Sweater
little
kittens.
yeah.
The
All right. Well,
sweater
anyway.
kittens.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right.
Take
All
care,
right, kids.
Dave.
Have a
Appreciate
good
it.
night. I'm getting
Thanks
out
for
of
coming.
here. Thanks
All right,
everybody
guys.
in the chat. Sorry
Okay.
I wasn't in there
Yep.
too much, but
All right.
it is what it
Yep.
is.
Bonsoir.
All right, Jerry. Okay.
See you all
Tom
tomorrow,
Sauer.
hopefully.
Hey,
Yeah, God
we
willing.
will see you all tomorrow. Yep. We'll be at your house tomorrow,
All right.
Nikki.
Yeah.
Chucky
Yeah, don't show up here.
Casino.
I think Chuck froze. No, we froze. We all froze. Okay. We all froze. I'm back anyway. Definitely don't want to thank everybody at Restream tonight, but I don't know if it was power outages or something along the way. I want to thank everybody over at Straight Talk because I got me back on by using our hotspot. So I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick because I don't want to burn out what hotspot we had. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on the American Rebellion blogger page. It is the American Rebellion with most of us that were here tonight. Chucky, me, Nikki, Jerry, Michael Anthony stops by a lot. Jen Woodruff stops by a lot. I really wanted to be able to have Robert Lawless on. I hope that all worked out because I kept popping in and out during that time. Robert's fun to have on. And he had some offers and things that I wanted him to have time to tell you about. You might be interested if you're a fan or whatever, an aficionado or an appreciator of the Minnesota Madman. But we will talk about that on another day. So this is the part of the broadcast where I will try to politely and calmly and rationally say you have been watching Boogie with the Bull Tuesday night, Uncensored, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. What that means anymore, I don't really know. What it does know, or what it does mean, is that at one point I hoped one day that I would take my groups and walk from Facebook and go into internet radio, and I never did it, and I really should have. Maybe one of these days I'll find somebody or some people out here in Florida and we'll do something with. But anyway, I'm glad that Michael Anthony was here, Nikki Young was here, Chuck Cook was here, Jerry was here, I was here. And as I said, tomorrow night, the American Rebellion, 7 p.m. until it ends. So we're going to end Boogie with the Bull for tonight. I want to thank Jane O'Malley for watching, and Jolene Kirkland Foster for watching. And of course, Keith Pribble comes in at the last minute as we're about to say goodbye. So Keith, if you're around, we'll try to get you on Thursday night. If you are around. Or the American Rebellion, like I said, is on tomorrow night. And if you're in the live chat, Jerry will probably bring you on. But if not, Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, we do the Boogie Winnable Thursday night broadcast. Anyway, I can't really think. Maybe it's because I'm hungry. I don't know. The dog didn't eat well today because she's not feeling good. And I ate, but okay, so I don't know what meal I'm due for. Anyway, as I said, I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you share the broadcast if you liked it with a thumbs up. Make sure you share the broadcast with a thumbs down if you didn't like it. And then let me know, because I'm always trying to make it better, is all I really have to say. And on that note, I'm just going to say we are out of here. Double B's for victory. Actually, that's the Robert Lawless. But yeah, I'm going to use that tonight. Double B's for victory. This Boogie with a Bull is going to come